Hi, it's Monica Dubay. I'm going to do lesson 32 of A Course in Miracles, which is I've invented the world I see. I want to jump right into it because it's going to set you free from all sense of victimization, all sense of powerlessness, and bring you home to who you really are and where you belong, which is in the light. Okay. Now, this course is very simple, but you got to do it, right? It's a practice, it's a lesson every day. It's a recognition that if you apply yourself to something, it will work. If you don't apply it, it won't work. Okay, you've got to apply the lesson to what's going on in your life, to what's happening. And this idea that you're not a victim and that you've invented the world you see, this is lesson 31 and 32 together. It brings you to a place of recognizing you have all power. Yay. So then you get to have a life that you really truly desire. But not that you just think you desire, but the one you really desire. Okay. Because we have a very tricky thought system in our mind that always leads us down roads that we really don't want to go down. And then we have the truth that comes in as we ask for help and we get the mind training and we get the recognition that we have all power to choose which thought system we're going to believe in and to train our mind, which is huge, really, really important. Okay, great. Here we go. I've invented the world I see. Now today I'm going to look down when I'm reading a little. Be okay with that, I hope. Okay. Today we're continuing to develop the theme of cause and effect. You're not the victim of the world you see because you invented it. The world you see, you have invented it. You can give it up as easily as you made it up. Wow. You will see it or not see it as you wish. While you want it, you will see it. When you no longer want it, it will not be there for you to see. So this is really bringing it back to you. You're the cause of what you see because everything is going through your filter of your past and your memories and what you've been conditioned to believe. And you now are beginning to undo all of that. Okay, this should make you really happy that you can actually do this and become free forever and ever. Okay. Okay, so while you want it, you will see it. When you no longer want it, it will not be there for you to see. You're putting things there. You're upset because you're seeing something that's not there. That's lesson 6, because you're seeing only the past. Okay, that's lesson 7. So we're jumping ahead to 32. It's important that you do these lessons sequentially because they all build on each other. It's a real incredibly powerful curriculum if you actually do it as directed. Okay. So the idea for today, like the preceding ones, applies to your inner and outer worlds, which are actually the same. However, since you see them as different, the practice periods for today will again I can't talk today. However, since you see them as different, the practice periods for today will again include 2 phases. One involving the world you see outside of you and the other world you see in your mind. Okay? In today's exercises, try to introduce the thought that both are in your imagination. This is probably the most important paragraph in this whole lesson because the world you see outside of you and the world you see inside of you are still in your mind. They're still your imagined thoughts, projected, right? When you see it external, it's because you projected your thoughts out there and you're getting that reflection. Has to be. Cause and effect are not apart. Okay. Again, we will begin the practice periods for the morning and evening by repeating the idea for today 2 or 3 times while looking around the world you see as outside of yourself. And then close your eyes and look around your inner world. Notice. You can treat them both as equally as possible, and repeat the idea for today unhurriedly, right? As often as you wish. And as you watch the images your imagination presents to your awareness. It's an interesting thing to do, right? Let's look at it. I've invented the world I see. So close your eyes and look inside. I've invented the world I see. These are the thoughts. And when you meditate, you feel you can see your thoughts. They come, you can observe them. And then you open your eyes and look outside of you, right? And say the same thing. I've invented the world I see. Wow. I just felt a release. Did you feel that? Oh, I've invented the inner world and I've invented the external world. I don't need to change anything about either world. There's nothing I need to do except recognize I've invented the world I see. I've invented my thoughts about what I feel or what the cup means or what the phone means or what these sayings mean or what that lamp means, what the tree, okay, and then outside the window, the church, I live next door to a church. What does the church mean? Wow, that's a loaded one, right? Because I have a lot of history with the Catholic Church. And then the trees, okay, I'm sitting in this room I used to live in when I was a kid. Come full circle. So there's a lot of meaning in the space that I'm in that I have given to everything I see. I've invented it. So I invented this place where I can come and do this, apparently do this lesson with you. I've invented the whole thing. The world I see, my perception, it's my creation. And I can choose to give it up or think differently about it or feel differently about it when I recognize I've invented the world I see. Okay, so the idea of today for today should also be applied immediately whenever you have any situation that distresses you, which is a lot of the time, right? What should I do? Should I do this? What's wrong? What's going on with that person? What's going on with my sisters? What's going on with my children? Um, what have I got to deal with today? What have I got to do with my business? What have I got to do to make things change? What have I got to do? What have I got to do? Okay. And a lot of it is, it's all invented. It's all invented, but a lot of it is stressful because you've set it up that way to be in opposition to you, to be in conflict with you. When the truth is, probably none of it's in conflict with you. It's possible. If you invented it, you can remove the conflict by choosing to see it as something you invented and that you're not the victim of it. Because if you invented it, you're not the victim of it, right? You invented your perception. You've invented the way you see everything. You could have a total change of heart about anything at any given moment if you choose to, right? So total freedom comes from this lesson. I have invented the world I see. Just try it and see how it works. This is all about you coming into a whole new way of thinking, a whole new way of viewing things. It'll kind of start to work on you and dawn on you that, wow, maybe this is true. I've invented the world I see. If I've invented the world I see and I don't like something about it, I can change my thought about it. I can change how I see it. In fact, I must, right? I'm willing to see it differently. That's another lesson in the course, right? I choose to see this differently, but I have to choose it. And then I have to allow a new way, a different way to dawn on my mind so that I stop giving in to my attack defense modality, the idea of conflict, the idea that I have to defend myself. You don't have to defend yourself. Stop defending yourself. See what happens. Stop making yourself right or wrong and making someone else right or wrong, because that is the reason that we're in conflict. And we all do it all the time. There's nothing wrong about it. It just doesn't feel good and it doesn't work. Okay, this is why we have to come out of this whole victimization and recognize I've invented the world I see. Yes, even the terrible, terrible things. Yes, even the wonderful, wonderful things. I have invented them. It's a perceived reality. And and it's subjective. It's all about you. Notice that every thought you have is all about you and your relationships with people and with events and with politics and with money and with religion ideas. All of these things are still about you in relation to the world that we call the world, right? Which is all relative. It's all relationships. So see if you can practice this today and see what happens. It's going to be much different from you being a victim, I promise you. So if there's something you don't like, you can change your thought about it and you can act differently too, but your thought has to change first. You have to accept that you're doing it. You have to accept that you can heal it. And then you have to accept that you want to see it differently. That's it. All right. Thanks for listening. Hope this helped you today. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.